Are those cracks?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. It looks like little hairs. Another
Look at
issue.
that. Another issue. Welcome back to another episode of My Point 3 Garage. Today, we got a product review. I was emailed the other day by a company called Teslong, and they make professional endoscopes for the automotive industry, and I imagine other things as well. And they asked me to review this NTS 300 unit that retails on Amazon for about $159. So yeah, we're going to review it. And since I have a video already on the channel on endoscopes, the Centec from Harbor Freight, I did that one, I think it was about 2 years ago. We're going to not only test this one out, but we're also going to then, they still sell that same Centec at Harbor Freight. So it'd be a good thing to maybe put them head to head and see what they look like. So let's get started. All right, so first it comes in a pretty nice rotomolded case like most of them do. Open it up and you can already tell that it's got a fairly big screen on it. So that's 4.5 inches diagonally, and owner's manual, welcome card. And with the scope you get an accessory kit. That accessory kit has several really neat items in it. You're going to get a 90-degree viewing mirror right there, so when you stick it on the end you can actually see 90 degrees. So if you're going straight out looking down in 90 degrees into a pipe, you can do that. You've also got a magnet, so if you drop something down an engine, you can stick that guy right on there, and it'll actually, you can drop that down into the bore and try to find the item that you dropped down there, a metal screw or something like that, and get it down right on top of it. The metal screw will attach to it. You can pull it straight out, so that one's pretty handy. Then it also comes with a hook for the same thing, only non-magnetic items. If you drop some jewelry down in a sink or something like that, you can just drop this guy right on top of there, and you can see you still get a view right through the hook, but then you can hook something and pull it back out. And the way you put that on there is it's got a ring that comes off, and then this guy screws right on top. It's a pretty fine thread, so you get a tight fit. Just like that. And then as you can see, you see the hook there, and then as you're going to fish something out, woo, gonna go grab that jewelry out of there and save the day for your significant other. So that is a handy little deal. Next up, this is a rechargeable unit. So because of that, it comes with a USB charger, which is what that is right there. And then it comes with a near 10-foot endoscope camera cable. So 10 feet. Let's see how long that is. All right, so this is supposedly 9.8 feet long. And I would say that is every bit of 9.8 feet. So that is extraordinary. And then to boot, the camera size is huge. So that is a 7.5 millimeter camera. The casing, because of the 4 LEDs that are in it, is 14.5 millimeters in diameter here. You're not going to be able to stick this camera into a very small bore. So if you have, for instance, a spark plug diameter that is less than 14.5 millimeters, you're not going to be able to get this in there to see it. But anything else, you're going to get a much wider, much brighter view of what you're looking at with this camera. So this camera is also an autofocus, so you don't have to worry about the depth. It will actually autofocus to the depth similar to a cellular camera onto the control device. So you've got a 4.5 inch screen right here. Seems pretty cool. Power button right there. This button on the side right here actually pitch it so that if you have to get a different angle on it, you can do that. And then you've got a button right here which turns on an inspection light. So if you're using it in a dark area, you've got extra light there. On top of that, you can also record using this and take pictures. So you can take HD video, and then you can also take high resolution pictures with it. And the coolest thing about this is, if you look in the card slot right here, comes with a 32 gig card. That is really cool. So it already has a rechargeable battery in it. It already has the SD card. This is literally plug and play right out of the box. If you're wondering about the camera quality, this is a 5 megapixel camera. So for an endoscope, not too bad in the industry. All right, let's hook this thing up and see what it does. So red dot, I imagine, goes with scribe on the actual probe. That went on pretty easy. All right, let's Let's get this thing fired up. Hold it down. Wow, that's pretty good color. Okay, so there is our live view right there. And then the function buttons go as follows. First, this is your OK button. That's just the selection button. You have your up and down button there, which change your views. So it basically flips it 180 degrees. Then you have your settings button. And your settings button will go through setting up what type of resolution you want. If you want a date stamp on there, you can put a shutter click on there so that if you can hear it every time you hit the shutter, so forth and so on. We're going to get out of that. Plus, you can also change all the other parameters that you see here. And then we're back to the main screen. Then you have the mode button. The mode button right now, as you see in the corner right here, you see a little camera icon. So you can take pictures, so every time you hit the button, you got a picture taken. So now we changed it to video, and you're going to hit the video button. I don't have any of the alarms on, so it didn't tell me it was doing this, but you can see it's counting down in the corner right here, so we know it's taking video. So then I'm going to hit video again, that stops it. Then we're going to go to the mode again, and you're going to see the icon right here which shows you can play things back. So we hit OK.
I don't have any of the alarms on, so it didn't tell me it was doing this.
There you go. So you can actually review your pictures, and there's all the pictures that I've taken so far. So that's pretty cool. Hit mode again, you go back to camera, you're ready to go again. Along with the recording capabilities that this has, it also has a built-in microphone. So if you're troubleshooting something using the endoscope, it also has a built-in microphone. So if you're using the video function on this, it will also overlay audio onto it. So if you're giving instruction with it or something like that, it will actually record so that you can just literally upload it straight to your video, whatever you're going to do, without adding extra audio. So that's a pretty cool function there. So let's view this compared to the Centec that I had previously done a video on, which I'll also link in the description as well. Alright, now let's compare it to the Centec that I did earlier. I'm going to post the review down in the description so you can see my review on this one. So to be fair, this one was $79.99. It still is $79.99. And this one has a 2.4 inch screen versus a 4.5 inch screen. This one also, you can get the larger version of this from Harbor Freight. It's actually made by Ames. It's a very similar unit. But the Ames has a 3.5 inch screen, so it's an inch smaller than the Teslong. And it does record, so it has an SD card slot, but it does not come with an SD card. And both of the probes are 39 inches long. So this one is basically 3 foot. It's 3 foot long versus the 10 foot long version there. Now, another big difference is that the camera head on this one is less than 8 millimeters. The $169 Ames version at Harbor Freight is an 8.5 millimeter, whereas this one is 14.5 millimeters. So this will go in a spark plug hole much easier than this one will. But this one also has a larger camera, larger screen, much longer probe. So you can do, different inspections as long as you have 14.5 millimeters to play with. Well, there's a pretty outstanding difference in those two pictures right there. This one is not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all, but you can see the color clarity on that one is much nicer. And again, this unit is still being sold at Harbor Freight. So that's going to be the end of this as far as the differences between these two, because this one will excel if you're doing small projects with small diameter holes that you have to get inside of in order to inspect. This one is going to be a little bit larger hole, 14.5 millimeters, but you've got tons and tons and tons of cable there, and the screen that it comes with is going to be really super easy if you're doing some sort of a engine inspection, or even if you're putting it inside your household for household use, going down pipes and stuff like that. These are both waterproof, so I think they're excellent from that standpoint. All right, let's take the Teslong and let's do some inspection with it and see what it looks like. All right, 1981 Suzuki GS550L. We have a problem with this bike, and it's a real easy one to fix. We believe the carburetor floats are sticking in it, and which is causing it to leak gasoline, because we can smell gasoline. But my problem is I need to get inside of the air cleaner to see if there's gasoline in there, And so this would be a good thing to inspect it with. So let's go check that out. My lovely assistant Mandy is going to hold the endoscope screen there. And we're going to go inside and we're going to look and see what we can find here. All right, so there is the carburetor bore. And then we're going to turn this down. And I think I see some fuel right there. Let's give it a jiggle and see if it jiggles. I'll push the bike over. Is it jiggling?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That is a ton of fuel inside the air cleaner. So that's inside the air cleaner there. So I suspected that there was fuel leaking, and there is fuel leaking. It's not leaking enough to leak outside of the air cleaner, but I know there's an issue there. So there you go. Not too bad a unit. Lastly, we're going to check down the Scorpion muffler that's on my CBR 600 and see what the internals look like. So here we go. I'll flip that to you. Hey, you can see the autofocus working. Pretty cool. Really good as far as that's concerned. We'll go see how far we can get down to the bottom here. Are those cracks?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. It looks like little hairs.
Huh. Wonder what that is.
Those are cracks, aren't they?
Looks like the exhaust is cracked on the inside potentially. Who knows? But that's what this inspection camera is for. So I'm going to record this. Take a picture of it. And then I'm going to hit mode. Go to camera. And I'm going to take a video of this real quick. Look at those cracks all the way down in here.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah. I mean, I knew this exhaust was old, but I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm going to find out. So there you go. Look at that. Another issue. Would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely, I would recommend it. This particular one with a 14.5 millimeter camera, it is a little bit big for small bore stuff, but in the description I put the link to this particular camera. On that link you can actually choose the camera diameter and length of cable that you want. So if you wanted, they have it all the way down to a 0.21 inch, very, very small camera. That also actually has a side camera on it as well, and I want to say it's $134, something like that. So this at $159 is one of the more expensive Teslong versions because it is so big. But if you wanted to go something smaller, just choose that in the selector when you go to buy your endoscope, if that's what you decide that you want to do. Please leave a thumbs up if this was helpful. Give me some comments down below. Do you guys have one? Have you used it before? Do you know of any other cameras that are good or better than this one if you've used this one? Also, if you saw those cracks in my muffler on my 600 F2 and you know what that might be caused from, leave that down there too, because now I just found a new problem that I didn't know I had. That's a wrap from All Point 3 Garage. Another tech review. Thanks a lot. Hang in there. We'll talk to you soon.